Hello, my name is Lexi Kurt, and today I will be teaching you all about mean, median, mode, and range. Let's review some definitions first. What is mean? Mean represents the average number. Now, how do we find the mean? Well, it's actually pretty easy. All we have to do is add up all the numbers and then divide by the number of numbers. Here's an example. The numbers that we are going to use are 23, 29, 142, and 75. Let's add these numbers together, giving us 269. Now we need to divide these numbers by numbers of numbers. There are 5 numbers, so we need to use 269 divided by 5, which equals 53.8. That's the mean. What is median? Median represents the middle number. To find the median, we order the numbers from least to greatest and then select the middle number. If there are 2 middle numbers, then we add them and then divide by 2 to find the median. Here's an example. Let's say we are given the numbers 2, 4, 9, 16, 0, and 7. To find the median, let's first order the numbers from least to greatest. So 0, 2, 4, 7, 9, 16. There are clearly 2 middle numbers, 4 and 7. So we need to add them together and then divide by 2. So 4 plus 7 equals 11. And 11 divided by 2 equals 5.5. So that's our median, 5.5. What is mode? Mode represents the number that occurs most often. Here's an example. The numbers we are given are 3, 62, 9, 5, 4, 6, 6, 6, and 3. Now, which number occurs most often? The number 6. It occurs 3 times more than any other number. Finally, what is range? Range represents the difference between the smallest and biggest numbers. Here's an example. Given the numbers 30, 24, 9, 5, 6, 1, and 2, the biggest number is 30 and the smallest is 1. 30 minus 1 equals 29, so the range is 29. Before we do some word problems together to practice calculating mean, median, mode, and range, let me review some common mistakes people make and how you can avoid them. Number 1. When finding the median, some people order the numbers from greatest to least instead of least to greatest. How you can make sure you don't do this? Well, remember this rhyme. To find the middle, order the numbers and start with the little. Number 2. If every number occurs the same number of times, some people say that each number is a mode, when really there is no mode. How you can make sure you don't do this? Well, if every number occurs the same number of times, then there is no mode. Remember this rhyme. Let's do some word problems now. Michael plays on his Xbox for 5 hours on Saturday and 8 hours on Sunday. How many hours on average did he play on his Xbox over the weekend? So we need to find the mean. First, let's add up all the numbers, 5 plus 8, which equals 13. Next, let's divide the sum by the numbers of numbers. Since there are 2 numbers, we do 13 divided by 2, which equals 6.5. So Michael plays on his Xbox for an average of 6.5 hours over the weekend. Easy, right? Now let's try a word problem where we have to find the median. Harry Potter cast 80 spells on Monday. Hermione Granger cast 200 spells on Monday. Ron Weasley cast 2 spells on Monday. Draco Malfoy cast 20 spells on Monday. Find the median number of spells cast on Monday. First, let's order the numbers from least to greatest. 2, 20, 80, and 200. Next, we need to find the middle number. Since there are 2 middle numbers, we're going to add them up and then divide by 2. 20 plus 80 equals 100, and 100 divided by 2 equals 50. So the median number of spells cast on Monday is 50. What's next? You guessed it, a mode word problem. Jessica goes bowling 5 times in January, 20 times in February, 1 time in March, 3 times in April, 60 times in May, 20 times in June, 60 times in July, 5 times in August, 5 times in September, 5 times in October, 60 times in November, and 3 times in December. What number of times does Jessica bowl most often in a month? First, we need to record number of times each number occurs. 5 occurs 4 times, 20 occurs 2 times, 1 occurs 1 time, 3 occurs 2 times, and 60 occurs 2 times. Which number occurs the most? The number 5, so in a month, Jessica most often bowls 5 times. Finally, let's do a range word problem. Percy wins 20 games in 2014, 2 hockey games in 2015, 1 hockey game in 2016, 0 hockey games in 2017, and 53 hockey games in 2018. What's the range of number of hockey games Percy has won so far? We need to identify the biggest number and the smallest number, and then find the difference between them. 53 is the biggest number, and 0 is the smallest number. 53 minus 0 equals 53. So the range of the number of hockey games Percy has won so far is 53. Let's do a harder problem now. In this problem, we'll have to find a missing value. Marissa works 3 hours on Monday, 0 hours on Tuesday, 0 hours on Wednesday, 10 hours on Thursday, 8 hours on Fridays, and 2 hours on Saturday. She works an average of 4 hours per day. How many hours does she work on Sundays? First, we want to set up the problem. How do we find mean? We add up all the numbers and divide by the numbers of numbers. So, 3 plus 0 plus 0 plus 10 plus 8 plus 2 plus h, where h is missing value, or in other words, the number of hours she works on Sundays. We divide the sum of these numbers by 7, which gives us an average of 4. Next, we want to add the known values. 3 plus 0 plus 0 plus 10 plus 8 plus 2 gives us 23. So we replace all those numbers now with 23. Now our goal is to isolate our unknown value, h. If we multiply by 7 on the left side of the equation, the 7s will cancel out each other. But what we want to do on the left side, we must also do to the right side. So let's multiply 4 and 7. So as I said in the previous slide, the 7s cancel out each other. So we're left with 23 plus h on the left side of the equation. On the right side, we had 4 times 7 in the previous slide, which equals 28. To finish isolating h, we now subtract 23 from the left side and the right side of our equation. This leaves us with h on one side and 5 on the other, because 28 minus 23 equals 5. So h equals 5. Let's finish off this word problem with a concluding sentence. Marissa works 5 hours on Sunday. If you want more practice with calculating mean, median, mode, and range, here's a great game you can play. Just visit the link on the slide. That's the end of my presentation. I hope you learned something about mean, median, mode, and range. Thank you for listening.